Welcome to season 4. I'm Jasz, and as you can see, the name of the show has changed. We are now In Her Healing with Jasz. I want you to really listen to that name for a second. In Her Healing. When you say it fast, it sounds like you're saying inner healing. And that's exactly what this is. This is the deep internal work we have to do to reclaim ourselves. It's about being in her healing. It's about being fully present in your own journey instead of being the support system for everyone else's. Just want to say something real quick. I'm recording. I recorded at least twice. My kids are home and they're making noise, and you may hear them in the background. So I do apologize. I said I would give it to you guys raw and uncut, the pauses, the facial expressions, the frustrations. But I am here to deliver what it is that I was called to do in my heart by God. So let's continue. For a long time, I wasn't in my own healing. I was in everyone else's business, everyone else's problems, and everyone else's expectations. This isn't the story about this isn't the story of the strong woman. And let me be real with you. I almost lost myself trying to be the strong one last year. I was in a conversation with my father for about the 200th time we try to reconnect because eldest daughters and teenage pops, y'all know how that go. And he was telling me, "You're strong." He was telling it to me as if it were a compliment. And I told him that is not a compliment. I don't like being told that I'm strong because being strong all the goddamn time is exhausting. It's a cage. It's literally what landed me in the hospital bed last year. And the reason why is because I was doing, and forgot how to actually nourish myself. I was overdoing it at the gym, starting new ADHD medications, not hydrating myself as I should. And I had this mindset that I could just push through it as I always do for myself, but I don't do that for everyone else. For everyone else, I'm encouraging them, I'm uplifting them, I'm doing things for them, but not honoring me as I should because that's just the mind frame that I grew up in. So when I was in a hospital bed and literally had when I was in a hospital bed in May and then literally had a nervous breakdown in August, I looked around and realized I'm the person for everyone else, but who is that for me? And I'm not taking away from those who checked in on me because they did. However, I cannot expect me from everyone else. I could only expect me from me. So whenever I have those moments where I want to pick up the phone and encourage someone that's going through something, giving them unsolicited advice, I make sure that I channel that energy to myself. And I literally sit down with myself and I say, what do you need from me right now? What do you need to do for yourself? What can you do to help you grow, to help you develop? I'm always on the go in that sense to continuously grow and evolve because I don't want to be the woman that I was last year or the year prior or the year prior to that. I want to step in my power. I want to be who God called me to be. I want to check in on myself the way I check for everybody else. So let me go into that story real quick. And I want to go into that because one, we have newcomers here. And two, some of you know me taking time off because I said it in a couple of episodes. I took time off for about 30 days. Some of you may have kind of like 30 days, like what kind of, time off is that? Some of you may have understood it. Some of you may not have not. But 2 months after the hospital, my therapist had asked me if I needed FMLA. And my strong ego said no. I said, "Oh, I'll think about it." But by mid-August, my body was keeping score. I remember waking up on a Thursday morning and my brain and body was in complete overload. I knew I was going to call out. I didn't want to call out because we had a lot of work to do that day. And that week, rather, was very busy. And there were a couple of people that were out on my team. And I woke up and I said, you know what? Let me just lay on this bed and kind of calm my nerves. So, excuse me, I took to meditating for 30 minutes, doing some breath work for 30 minutes, because I came across a video on TikTok where a guy said, you can't just meditate for 5 minutes. You have to do 30 minutes at minimum. And the reason why is because you need to kind of like regulate your system. And it's okay if you have thoughts in your mind while you're doing breath work or you're trying to meditate. You're supposed to allow the thoughts to come, because in actuality, how I interpret it, because everybody interprets everything differently, the way that I interpret it is, as long as I don't ignore the thoughts or the conversations that my spirit guides and God is trying to have with me, then I know what it is that I need to do, because I'm ignoring the inner noise when I should be ignoring the outer noise, if that makes any sense. So I laid on my bed, and my 5-year-old happened to wake up at that moment. So I sat him in front of me, so his back is to my chest, and I'm doing breath work, and he's kind of like doing his, whatever he can, what he could understand as well. He just laid there. You relax with me. And as I was breathing, literally at the 20 something mark, I heard my spirit guy say, call out and submit your FMLA paperwork. And I reached out, I texted my boss right away. I reached out to my therapist, and I got the ball rolling. And literally, it started the following day, that Friday. I literally I did not have the mental capacity to do anything. I was just pretty much broken down, pretty much had a mental breakdown. So many things had happened within those 3 months from May to August. I had broken up with someone that I considered the love of my life. And I realized that I just had a fantasy of what we could have been when we were in our 20s. I was not the weight that I wanted to be at the time. I wanted to lose more, and I couldn't understand it. I was doing all this work, eating healthier, and the weight wasn't dropping. Um, there were just so many things going on. And then being a mom to 3 boys, 16, 15, and 5, and literally managing my home on my own and dealing with my sister, my younger sister, and her early adulthood shit, it was a lot. And not only that, my abuela, who lives in Brooklyn, New York, has dementia, and it's just me and my uncle that handles her dealings. I'm tech savvy. My uncle really isn't in that aspect of regards to like, making certain doctor's appointments. I order her groceries. I stay on top of her medications. I connect with the agency who sources the home health aides round the clock for her, thank God. It's a lot. I have a lot on my plate. And I'm sharing this because if you're the eldest daughter, you can relate. You are in everyone else's business and no one is in yours, because they look at you as one, you got it all together, you're strong, you're the savior, you can handle it. I seen you go through some shit before, you can handle this, as opposed to, where y'all at? Who are y'all at for me? You know what I'm saying? So again, y'all gonna hear some noise. So after those 30 days, I remember getting back to work. I remember my girlfriends even saying, Jasmine, you look happier, lighter, and healthier. And it was because healing isn't just a feeling, it's a visible transformation. Literally, it transformed for me. I even went to go see my therapist in person rather than doing a whole virtual visit. And mind you, her office is 30 minutes, an hour away, literally next door to Intercontinental Airport in Houston. Um, it felt really good to see her in person. It felt really good to take my time during those 30 days. It felt good to not rush. You ever get that anxiety where you're like, oh my gosh, you're pressed for time because you feel like there's a timer right next to you and you're going to like crash and burn? That's how I operate. It's kind of like a high functioning stress thing. You're constantly in survival mode and it's exhausting. It is not healthy. My face was really puffy and inflamed. My entire body was puffy and inflamed. I remember going to my gynecologist and meeting with my cardiologist, just to like make sure that I was healthy and doing the right things, because I couldn't understand why I wasn't dropping weight. And I got some labs done, and I'm insulin resistant and allergic to damn cow. The whole lactose intolerant, it goes far and beyond than that, because certain foods are what causes inflammation. So here I am, just as I would make doctor's appointments for my kids, for my abuela, I would do them for myself, but I wasn't present with myself enough to realize, wait a minute, I am doing all the right things. There are just some things that I need to eliminate. So that is why I'm here today. I'm not just a podcaster anymore. I'm a self-published author and a spiritual empowerment coach. I realized that my healing journey was just the blueprint for yours. And plus, I don't want y'all to have to go to a hospital bed to realize you're worthy of being first, because I want you to start this journey now. And like I mentioned, I've created a gift for you. I've written a free ebook, 7 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence, a gentle path to feminine energy, boundaries, and self love. You guys can grab that in today's show notes right now. And if you want a deeper sanctuary, come join us in the Healing Circle on Patreon. It's a space where you don't have to be the strong one anymore. So I'll let you guys know when that launches this week because it's still processing. So before I go, I want you to repeat this after me. I am worthy simply because I exist. My healing is not a luxury, it is my birthright. I'm Jasz Ashby. Your healing starts here. I'll see you all in the next episode. Peace. Ciao.